You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Coming up, the latest from Capitol Hill as a Senate committee gets ready to vote on Judge Brett Kavanaugh's Supreme Court nomination. Sad developments out of North Carolina in the case of a missing 6-year-old autistic boy where investigators believe they found his body. And changes coming to Florida shrimp harvesting rules. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Good morning, folks. We have made it to Friday. I'm Ray Collins. Stephanie Webb is off today. Lots of thunder and lightning overnight. John Scalzi heard it. His dogs heard it too.
Yeah, it was a big storm, no doubt about that. Produced a lot of rainfall too, over 2-inch rainfalls according to one of our weather spotters. Jeff in Laurel Park said he'd come up with, on his weather instruments, over 2 inches of rain in a short period of time. So there's some pretty good downpours possible under some of these storms. They're still pretty tropical in nature, it seems like. We'll watch as today we may get the similar sort of scenario building with a quiet start to the day. No rain falling over area roadways and none expected during the morning commute. The cloud cover gives way to sunshine and we start to warm things up from their current temperatures in the 70s up to the low 90s. Once that happens, expect to see a 20 to 30% chance of showers build. They've got a complete forecast coming up in just a few, Ray.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. It is 6:01 right now. Checking first alert traffic. There's the scene first off in Manatee County. Some early buildup there. First off, north of the river on 301, northbound as you head toward the interstate area. Also east of the interstate on State Road 64 in the eastbound lane. Quite a bit of congestion there, in fact. Farther south, not too much to speak of in the northern half of Sarasota County and South County. One little blip there under the word Murdoch in Charlotte County. Otherwise, all clear right now. Our top story, a committee vote is expected today on Capitol Hill on Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. This after a nearly 9-hour he said, she said hearing between the judge and a woman accusing him of misconduct 35 years ago. ABC's Lana Zach has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Senators on Capitol Hill have spent the night trying to reconcile two emotionally charged and diametrically opposed testimonies. Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, the reluctant accuser.
I am here today not because I want to be.
And Judge Brett Kavanaugh fighting for his reputation.
You may defeat me in the final vote, but you'll never get me to quit. Never.
Both testimonies emotional.
The laughter, the uproarious laughter between the two.
I've never sexually assaulted anyone.
But both certain.
None of these allegations are true.
Zero.
With what degree of certainty do you believe Brett Kavanaugh assaulted you?
100%.
Over the course of more than 8 hours, the tension at times spilled over. Democrats frustrated by the lack of an FBI investigation, and Republicans frustrated that the allegation was revealed so late in the process.
What you want to do is destroy this guy's life, hold this seat open, and hope you win in 2020.
Kavanaugh at times joining in the partisan fight.
This whole 2-week effort has been a calculated and orchestrated political hit, fueled with apparent pent-up anger about President Trump and the 2016 election, revenge on behalf of the Clintons. This is a circus.
But beyond the political animus, there is the story of a woman who detailed how she survived a sexual assault. Her courage hailed on both sides.
I am an independent person and I am no one's pawn.
But members of the Senate Judiciary Committee can side with just one in their vote today, and the clock is ticking. With a full vote of the Senate for confirmation expected as early as Tuesday, there are no plans for testimonies from the other two accusers or that witness, Mark Judge. Reporting from the Capitol, Lana Zach, ABC News.
For the latest on this story, plus breaking news and your latest forecast, check out our new app. It's called WWSB or My Suncoast in the App Store. Congress has reached an agreement now on legislation to tackle the growing opioid epidemic. Lawmakers agreed to increase enforcement efforts against illegal drugs, also fast-track research into non-addictive painkillers, and make it easier for those with addictions to get treatment. House and Senate leaders have worked over the past few weeks to resolve key differences and merge the two versions into a single bill, and the House could take up their plan as soon as next week. A body believed to be missing. The missing boy, Maddox Rich, was found yesterday, just days after the 6-year-old disappeared in a North Carolina park. Maddox had autism and did not speak. He was at a lake with his father and a friend when he disappeared. That sparked a massive search by local, state, and federal investigators. They searched the land with police dogs and scanned the area with helicopters and drones. The body, believed to be Maddox, was found in a creek about a mile from the park. No word yet on a cause of death. Happening in Florida, a state appeals court will hear the public records dispute between the state health department and a Broward County nursing home where residents died during and after Hurricane Irma. Arguments are now set for November 6th. This past spring, the department was ordered to turn over thousands of death certificates to the Rehabilitation Center at Hollywood Hills. That came after the nursing home filed a lawsuit alleging the department had improperly refused to provide copies of death certificates for people across the state during Irma and its aftermath. Shrimp harvested in Florida waters and shipped out for consumers won't have to be put on ice any longer. With an eye on the growing Asian markets across the country, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission approved a rule change that had required shrimp harvested be put on ice when transported from the docks to stores.
We wanted to make sure that our regulations were adjusted to be able to accommodate that industry.
The change clarifies that the icing requirement no longer applies to food shrimp prior to sale. The icing rule had previously been considered a seafood safety measure. It's a happy ending for a fugitive kangaroo in South Florida. Storm, the kangaroo, is back home. His owner said he was spotted blocks from his home by his friends. Storm had disappeared Monday night. His owner said the search felt like chasing a ghost, and the kangaroo's escape impacted his companion kangaroo as well.
I'm sure she's going to have a few choice words for him the past couple of days because I know she was a little aggravated with him, I'm sure, but you know that goes with any relationship.
That's a great comment. He says he has 7 kangaroos at his sanctuary in Jupiter, and now he said he plans to build a bigger enclosure to try and stop this from happening again. Meantime, the Brevard Zoo's Sea Turtle Healing Center released their first ever adult sea turtle back in the ocean this past week. There it goes. Hundreds gathered to watch the 200-plus pound turtle named Guacamole wade back into the ocean. The turtle's size prohibited the staff and volunteers from carrying her to the beach, so she hitched a ride on a Brevard County Ocean Rescue Utility vehicle. Guacamole was found stranded in Cocoa Beach with predator attack wounds back in February. And look at this, an injured turtle in Maryland has a new set of wheels. Literally, look at that. How often do you see that? After vets got creative and used Legos to give the little guy a leg up or a shell up. A Maryland Zoo employee found the eastern box turtle struggling in a grassy area. It was likely hit by a car. Plans were drawn up and the toy bricks were used along with plumber's putty to build a tiny wheelchair. Hopefully it's waterproof. Zoo officials say the turtle is responding well and with continued rehab should be released within a year. Could be the fastest turtle on Earth. A turtle on wheels. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, could spending time in front of the screen lead to kids performing worse academically? We'll have results of a surprising new study for you. And next half hour, another area city looking to make its seasonal fertilizer ban year-round. But first, here's a peek outside at the very peaceful conditions outside our studios where the streets are drying off after lots of rain overnight, John Scalzi.
Yeah, in certain spots, the rain came down hard and heavy. Other places didn't get much, but watch out for that as you head out this morning. There still could be some slippery spots out there. 77 degrees, the bus stop forecast for the pickup today. Mostly clear will be the forecast for the morning hours, but after school, a few clouds will be around, maybe a 30% chance of showers late in the afternoon, with a temperature coming in around 90. Forecast in a second.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Like no other. So why should your choices be ordinary? Ghibli, the absolute opposite of ordinary.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do.
Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000.
Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
73-degree air temperature, dew point value the same. That brings 100% relative humidity to the board. And an east wind blows lightly at about 3. That east wind is going to be a fixture over the course of the next 3 days, right straight through the weekend. That'll bring us some drier air, perhaps, as we head into the next several days and maybe reduce our rain chances a little. But for today, we can hold the rain chance at about 20 or 30%. It'll start around 3 o'clock, but the best chance of rain will probably be around drive time tonight through 10, 11 o'clock until everything starts to wind down around midnight. In the 7 p.m. rain chance about 30%. If you're going to be out and about today, don't be caught by surprise by those late showers. They will start later in the day, as most of the day the radar is going to look a whole lot like it does right now, which is quiet. There won't be any rain showers around for your morning commute. The showers out in the Gulf stay there. We had some rain showers during the overnight, just after midnight actually, and then they kind of drifted off to the north. And now we're left with a little residual cloud cover, but that will mix away in pretty short order, leaving us a mostly sunny day. High pressure, again, the dominant weather feature for us. A trough of low pressure will advance and kind of fall apart. As it falls apart, it will allow this high pressure ridge to expand and grow across the region. And that dome of sinking air is going to keep the clouds from lifting and producing rain showers, at least some of them. And so consequently, our rain chances will trim down just a little bit. A general easterly wind flow that will continue. That means the timing of the storms and the motion of the storms as they build and grow and produce rainfall will be the same. They'll build in inland areas, they'll move to the coast and then dissipate out in Gulf waters. Mostly sunny skies with afternoon, late afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Slightly drier over the weekend, and tropical weather is good for us. Now this is the amount of moisture available for rainfall in our atmosphere. Here, redder is wetter. And you can see the drier, cooler colors are beginning to filter in and will be with us right straight through the weekend, it looks like. I think probably Saturday will be our driest day before moisture starts to return. But the Futurecast kind of shows the same sort of timing. We go through the morning quiet, we go through the afternoon fairly quiet. By the time we get to 4 or 5, we start to pop off a shower or two, and then the general trend will be for those to move toward the coast as they die out. So the forecast for the next several days will feature this easterly wind turning west in the afternoon for you boaters. Same sort of thing each and every day, a 10-knot wind to start and reducing to about 5 knots during the evening hours. Daytime highs will top out in the 90s each and every day. I've taken out the rain chance for Saturday and put it back in for Sunday, but still pretty low rain chances. And then over the course of the next several days, I think our rain chances are going to kind of hold next week to about 30%. The daytime high temperatures are all going to hold at about 4 or 5 degrees above average for several days, and that will probably make this month the warmest month on record for many locations across the state of Florida. Back to you, Ray.
All right, thank you, John. Checking First Alert traffic now. First off, we'll check Manatee County. You'll see State Road 64 has some activity there around the Braden River in the eastbound lane as you head toward the interstate. Also downtown around Manatee Avenue in downtown Bradenton. Farther south, here's the scene, 301 southbound, some congestion between University and 10th Street. Also Fruitville, some early slowdowns there eastbound around Honore. And farther south, nothing major to report, just some minor delays at 6:15 on this Friday morning. Looking ahead, nearly 2 weeks after a fatal crash that killed 2 area high school students, the state now plans to move fast to change an intersection in eastern Manatee County. Starting Monday, FDOT will close the left turn lane off State Road 64 onto Pope Road and start building a roundabout there. FDOT urges drivers to obey the speed limit as they travel through the work zone. Now, neighbors there have complained about this intersection for years, and they're glad that something is finally being done. In Health Smart, the CDC says last season's flu was the deadliest in over 40 years. 80,000, that's right, 80,000 Americans died of flu and complications last winter alone. The previous record, 56,000. Last season included problems all across different age groups, which is also unusual, they say. Overall, the effectiveness of the seasonal flu vaccine for last season, ready? About 40%. 40% effectiveness for a flu shot. Breakthrough also in the development of a salmonella vaccine. The findings could be monumental for a disease that kills nearly 1 million people around the world. Researchers from the Center for Comparative Medicine looked at 2 different kinds of T cells and how they worked in fighting off salmonella. Researchers found which cells successfully protected against the virus. Their next goal, try and develop synthetic ways to induce them to make a vaccine. Could spending time in front of a screen cause kids to perform worse in school? Well, a new study shows the average American child spends nearly 25% of their day engaging in screen activities, which is linked to declines in memory, processing speed, and attention span. Too little sleep and physical activity were also associated with worse cognition. So how much time do kids need? They say less than 2 hours of screen time. Aim for 9 to 11 hours of sleep and no less than 60 minutes of physical activity each day. Oh yeah, that's right, playing outside. Caught on camera. An early Halloween decoration has neighbors in North Dakota concerned. One of them even called 911. Reporter Nick Broadway tells us why a window poster was enough to get police involved.
It was an accidental trick long before any treats got handed out.
It is my favorite holiday. It's been since birth, actually.
October 31st is also this couple's wedding anniversary, and Becky's birthday is on the 29th.
Halloween is kind of a good day for us.
Oh, that's perfect. Over the weekend, Becky Muse got a jump start on Halloween decorations. Before any of the eyeballs or inflatables went up, their first decoration was this window sign. It says, "Help me," and looks like it was written in blood. After putting it up, the couple went out for a birthday dinner. On their way home, they got messages from neighbors asking if they were okay. One man even went as far as calling 911. That neighbor is none other than WDAY radio host Jay Thomas.
I look across the street and I see in my neighbor's window this sign that says, "Help me." So I'm like, what's going on over here?
He says he saw what appeared to be an undercover squad car parked down the street before calling police.
So I go walk down there to look in the car, and the person in the car just motions me to get out of here. I'm like, whoa, okay, something's not right.
Thomas calls 911. Then he starts messaging Becky.
And I didn't answer, and 15 minutes later, he's like, are you okay? Are you at home? And then I said, what? And he said, the sign, you have a sign in your window, help me.
She was okay. And the officer who showed up told the couple this happens all the time.
To my defense, there were no other Halloween decorations out there.
From total scare to a memory that's still making both of them laugh.
Yeah, that was a talented terror there.
That's reporter Nick Broadway. Police did not ask the homeowner to take down that "Help Me" sign because they weren't actually breaking any laws. Just maybe some bad taste on that one. A dumb idea, perhaps. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll tell you what federal investigators are doing to figure out what led to a deadly plane crash in South Carolina. And next half hour, we'll tell you what Democrats are doing locally to choose a new candidate for the 17th Congressional District after the sudden passing of candidate April Freeman. Here's a live look now at Nathan Benderson Park. There's the finish tower there, well lit up this morning at 6:20 a.m. This is the 2018 World Rowing Masters Regatta. We've got some of the best rowers in the world here. Over 2,000 rowers from hundreds of clubs. Big races taking place again today, tomorrow, and Sunday. We'll have details of that next half hour as well, right here on Good Morning Suncoast.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night, or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night, and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffy Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When there's the potential for severe weather, you need to know fast. Trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather to get you the information you need right away. We focus on the storms that impact where you live, and we're committed to alerting you with important information as soon as we get it. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
The ABC 7 First Alert Weather app just got even better. It's easy to use once you download it. First, tell the app to follow you, so you get alerts pinpointed to exactly where you are. Then customize your settings with all the places you go, from the beach to grandmother's house. Get accurate alerts for everyone you care about. You can even pick which weather alerts and categories you want and what they sound like. More ways to customize and more ways to keep your family safe. Download the ABC 7 First Alert Weather app today.
Like ABC 7 on Facebook to stay connected to the team you trust.
New this morning, look at this. All the passengers and crew, that's right, all the passengers and crew survived a crash landing in a Pacific lagoon. The plane hit the water short of the runway while trying to land. Footage from the scene showed people being rescued in boats from the half-submerged airplane. No word yet what caused the crash. Looks a bit like the U.S. Airways flight that landed on the Hudson some 9 years ago in New York City. Meantime, not so good news, a deadly plane crash in South Carolina. ABC's Marcus Moore has the story there.
In this morning's GMA First Look.
They are off the runway. They're off the runway in the embankment. Engines are running.
A frightening scene at the South Carolina airport. The twisted and torn cabin of this private jet with 4 people on board split in two after skidding off the side of this landing strip. That plane dropping 50 feet down an embankment, smashing through a fence before coming to a stop in the middle of the road.
Private plane on Airport Road went off the landing strip.
Firefighters rushing to the devastating scene, but the co-pilot, 66-year-old Stephen Fox, and the pilot died.
It was unfortunate. I think one of the pilots was laying on the throttle and was unconscious, and so very difficult to get in the aircraft.
This morning, what caused the crash is unclear. By all accounts, the landing was considered routine for the Falcon 50 jet. And we'll have the latest on the investigation coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Marcus Moore, ABC News, Greenville, South Carolina.
All right, I brought in new Max Protein.
To give you the protein you need, with less of the sugar you don't. I'll take that.
30 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar. New Ensure Max Protein and 2 great flavors.
Ahoy! Gotcha!
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker and is 2 times more absorbent. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
For every woman who's proud to stick her neck out, there's Gold Bond Neck and Chest Cream. Improves texture, increases elasticity. 97% had firmer skin. Show your confidence, not your age. Gold Bond, ultimate lotion, ultimate skin.
Don't go breaking my heart.
Whoa, stop right there. Here, eat a Snickers. You always lose your edge when you're hungry. Better?
Better. Yo, I said give me the track.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too.
Gettle's got it.
Visit Gettle.com.
The day you lose your strength is the day you lose your independence. Muscle is lost with age, affecting your energy, balance, and mobility. Before you know it, you're depending on others just to get through the day. But you can reverse and prevent muscle loss. Introducing MyoHealth, a revolutionary proven approach to increased muscle strength and function in as little as 30 days. Live life on your terms with more energy and confidence.
After a serious health issue put me down, MyoHealth's getting me back up again.
I'm doing activities that I haven't done for a long time. It really works.
MyoHealth is a safe, natural dietary supplement, the result of decades of research and 24 human clinical studies. You can live stronger at any age with greater strength, mobility, balance, and energy. Call or go online now and take the MyoHealth 30-Day Strength Challenge.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $182 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
We'll tell you what local Democrats are doing to choose a new candidate for the 17th Congressional District after the sudden passing of candidate April Freeman. Plus, why a city on the Suncoast wants to make its seasonal fertilizer ban year-round. And the gift an NFL quarterback is giving the Bradenton Police Department. Those stories plus your weekend forecast this half hour on Good Morning Suncoast. And good morning. Up to Friday, I'm Ray Collins. Glad you're with us. Stephanie Webb is off today. It is September 28th. And John, I don't recall stronger thunderstorms and lightning overnight as I heard about 5 hours ago.
Well, they can be pretty strong if you happen to be under one of them, no doubt about that. Lots of lightning was around and heavy downpours of rain. Multiple weather watchers reported 2-inch rainfalls as the systems moved through the area. They started at about 5 p.m. last night in some locations, and then another round came at about midnight in other locations. I think a similar sort of situation could set up again this afternoon. Only the strongest of the storms kind of surviving to produce rain showers because of some slightly drier air aloft. Cloud cover on the process of dissipating, leading to lots of sunshine around today. Temperatures currently in the mid to upper 70s, and we'll top it out near the 90-degree mark with a 30% chance of late-day showers. Forecast coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads right now. Here's the scene. First off, in Manatee County, some buildup on 301 as you come out of downtown Bradenton. Also 64 east of the interstate, mostly in the westbound lane. Farther south, here's the scene in the northern half of Sarasota County. Nothing in the red right now to speak of, so no problems there. And South County mostly clear at 6:31 on your Friday morning. On Capitol Hill, a Senate committee is expected to vote this morning on Supreme Court nominee. This after senators heard from a woman who accused Brett Kavanaugh of sexual misconduct some 35 years ago. And now we're hearing there's been a spike nationwide in sexual assault reporting. Our Marla Spence has details from that. She joins us now live in the studio. Marla?
Well, Ray, as millions of Americans listen to Christine Blasey Ford testify about her accusations that Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her 36 years ago, her testimony brought up personal memories, causing a 147% spike in phone calls into the sexual assault hotline, the highest spike ever seen. The organization says it often sees an uptick in survivors asking for help when sexual assault is in the news, but yesterday's spike is something dispatchers haven't seen in quite some time. Now, the last time there was a high spike that was this past weekend. The hotline saw an increase of 57% when a second accuser against Kavanaugh, Deborah Ramirez, came forward. Now, the big question surrounding this allegation and so many others is, why do victims wait so long to come forward? Some experts say victims find it easier to pretend to be normal and to live a lie rather than face the horror of sexual abuse and the trauma they've experienced. Those experts also saying victims fear losing their job, support network, housing, reputation, and even their lives. Now, hashtag why I didn't report it is also trending on Twitter. Thousands of sexual assault victims taking to the social media platform to speak out on their personal stories and why they never came forward. Many victims recounting their heartbreaking sexual assault stories happening to them as early as childhood. Ray?
All right, thank you, Marla Spence. Democrats are set to choose a new candidate for the 17th Congressional District as early as tomorrow and by Tuesday. This after the sudden passing of nominee April Freeman. That candidate will face Republican Greg Steube in the general election. The new candidate's name will not appear on the ballot, so the votes cast for Freeman will be counted as votes for the new candidate. The deadline for Democrats again in the 9-county region is on Tuesday. A new nominee is expected by then. A helium leak at a medical plaza caused evacuations yesterday in Midtown Sarasota. It happened at the corner of US 41 and Prospect Road, right next to the hospital there. Firefighters say somebody at the medical plaza saw what looked like smoke from the building. Crews were called in and they cleared out the building. Firefighters soon found the helium leak from inside a tank. The problem was fixed, no injuries, and business went on at that park right there. Businesses affected by red tide are getting help now from the federal government. Our Dwayne Lindo talked to one business owner who says these loans are a lifesaver.
What do we got today? Got some work going on?
Owner of iKayak and iBike Sarasota, Robert Nicola, has been in this business for 9 years, every year being better than the year before, except for this year.
I can't remember it ever being this bad and last this long. There's never been anything like this that's impacted us. I mean, we're 100% impacted. We put people on the water.
Nicholas says red tide and its effects have completely decimated his business, losing thousands of dollars in a matter of months, even having to lay off 4 of his employees.
You don't know what it's going to have on the long-term effect, because would you spend thousands of dollars next summer coming to Sarasota if there's a chance there's going to be red tide?
To help, Nicola applied for assistance. Small businesses can qualify for 30-year loans for up to $2 million. The maximum interest rate for the program is at 3.3%. He says these loans are crucial to help business owners get back on their feet.
You know, we can't go without making money for much longer, and I think everybody should do it if they're in trouble. At least have that for a backup.
And even though conditions are improving, it's the business in the next couple seasons that he's concerned about.
And there has to be some good stuff done to get people comfortable in coming here, because I don't think we even see how this is going to impact us down the road yet.
Reporting in Sarasota, Dwayne Lind.
Meantime, local restaurants are also teaming up to bounce back from red tide. The Bradenton Area Convention and Visitors Bureau launched Restaurant Month for October. So throughout the month, restaurants will promote 30-day deals to showcase restaurants taking part. Many of those have lost plenty of dollars from red tide. Another city on the Suncoast is looking to make its seasonal fertilizer ban go year-round. Northport is not directly on the Gulf, but it's made up of hundreds of canals that flow into Charlotte Harbor and then the Gulf. That's why commissioners in Northport began speaking about the possibility of extending the ban this week. They're now working on a resolution to bring to the mayor and city commission.
I think a lot of people move here and they're not familiar with, the impacts. They want green grass and flowering plants, but we have to be cognizant of what those impacts are ultimately.
The city is also looking into having a special meeting for residents and commissioners to hear from Moat Marine on how the city can minimize the impacts of red tide. City of Venice now, a voluntary ban on nitrogen fertilizers is currently in effect. The Sarasota County Fertilizer and Landscape Management Code currently prohibits using fertilizers containing nitrogen or phosphorus to turf or landscape plants from June 1st through September 30th. The city says at this time a stricter ban is not an option because Florida law partially prevents local governments from regulating the use of fertilizers. For all of our red tide coverage, we've got plenty of it. Check out our website, mysuncoast.com/redtide. The Bradenton Police Department will receive a new K-9 police officer thanks to an NFL quarterback. The police department's Blue Foundation will receive a grant given by Pittsburgh Steelers star Ben Roethlisberger and his foundation. The money will be used to purchase a new, fully trained K-9 designed for detecting drugs.
This is unmet budgetary requirements. We don't have a budget for a dog this year, so this is funds that go, above and beyond to provide this need for our community.
This is the 12th consecutive year that Roethlisberger's foundation has run this campaign to support K-9 units both locally and nationwide. This is the same guy who beat the Bucks earlier this week. I guess he's feeling guilty, but we certainly love the donation from him for this one. Northport Police growing. 5 new officers were sworn in yesterday. All 5 have previous law enforcement experience, thankfully. In total, 60 years combined. So congratulations to the officers, Michael Bout, Paul Harvey, Jeremiah Sayed, Nick Monahan, and Daniel Alex. Other police in Northport took time out to play basketball with some kids. Officer Scott Miranda took part in a Rec on Wheels through the Northport Parks and Recreation Department. The Basketball Cop Foundation supplied everything needed for the pickup games at the lakes at Northport. Police gave us this video calling it the highlight from the officers' day. Good fun to have the officers playing with the kids. Good bonding there. Up next, we'll tell you why a new study finds college loans are postponing marriages. Yeah, that story is coming up. And also, we'll tell you how the late Aretha Franklin will get a big send-off at the American Music Awards. First, here's a peek outside our studios as you awaken at 6:39. Live shot there of the Ringling Causeway and some cars coming across from St. Armand Circle. As far as the day planner goes, for that, here's John Scalzi.
So we're looking at about a 30% chance of showers as we head into the 3 p.m. time period, but that'll increase as we head into 5, 6, 7 o'clock, up to about 30%, then decrease thereafter. We have the rain box checked on the drive time forecast, not for the commute to work, but for the commute back to work. And even then, I think the number of showers that we have will probably be a little bit less than we have seen. None of the airport hubs serving Sarasota International have an airport delay, according to the FAA. We'll be right back with the weekend forecast.
The final 2018 Accord clearance is now during our model year-end clearance sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for new Accords. All on clearance this week at your local Honda dealer.
What do you get when you cross your tired, aching back with this fragile egg? The Egg Sitter Cushion, an amazing new flex cushion that supports your backside and spine so well you can sit on an egg without breaking it. Incredible!
You want me to sit on this egg? Okay. Can't believe I'm doing this. I don't even feel it. It didn't even break? Oh, I was wondering about that. Now that's a good cushion.
The honeycomb design is constructed of Elasticore that absorbs pressure points by collapsing in on itself. That's why even this egg won't break under direct pressure. Now long days at the office will be more comfortable, dinner more enjoyable, and painful car rides a thing of the past. Get your Egg Sitter Support Cushion for just $39.99. It comes with a free non-slip washable cover and our 10-year comfort guarantee. But wait, call right now and you can get a second cushion. Just pay separate fee. Call now.
Call 1-800-232-1564. That's 1-800-232-1564. Call now or go to eggsitter.com. Order now.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
I'm Alan Cohn. What to do about Judge Kavanaugh? The judge has testified, so as one of his alleged victims appearing before the Senate Judiciary Committee. What happens now?
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
A 73-degree air temperature, a dew point value coming in at 73, 100% relative humidity out there right now. We do have a little bit of cloud cover, kind of residual leftover debris cloud from yesterday's activity or last night's activity, but that'll part and mix away as the sun dawns on the Suncoast, leaving us with enough sunshine to boost our temperature up to low 90s, near 90. And then we'll start to factor in chances of showers. Again, those showers, the maximum time for those showers occurring later in the day, so we don't really get the set your watch by at 3 p.m. thunderstorms. We get more like the thunderstorms that come around 4, 5, 6 o'clock at night and linger into the evening hours. Titan radar right now pretty quiet. We do have a cluster of showers out in the Gulf waters, but they stay there. That's not an issue for us here on land. There's our debris cloud lifting northward from yesterday and last night's activity. I think we'll see a lot of clearing take place across our region, bringing us a fair amount of sunshine in pretty short order. We have a frontal boundary located to the north. That frontal boundary separates some very cool air located up in the central plains and northern tier, where temperatures are in the 50s for daytime highs, actually, from our weather, which is going to stay warm and muggy right straight through the foreseeable future. High pressure stays with us just to our north, bringing us that easterly wind flow, and not much changes in that scenario. We'll expect mostly sunny skies with late afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms. It'll be slightly drier over the weekend, in fact, even eliminating rain chances on one of the weekend days. And calm tropical weather for the state of Florida. Despite the fact that there are 2 areas of disturbed weather, they are far away from Florida or the United States for that matter. One of them, Leslie, is a gale that could gain tropical characteristics once again, and it will just meander out here in the Atlantic waters, really bothering nobody. Tropical storm Kurt is showing some signs of disorganization today. There's the center of the storm on visible satellite imagery yesterday. It's hard to even make out where the center is now, but it's right about there. And all of the thunderstorm activity is well back to the east of that system, and that's because of upper level winds being so terribly strong that this system probably has about another 36 hours before it's gone. It'll continue moving into the Caribbean, where the winds become more and more hostile. It remains far away from us. It has 0 impact on our weather, and it's not even producing that much wind or rain in the Caribbean. So for us, we are looking at a good boating day today, and through the weekend, I think, southeast wind comes in and turns west at about 5 to 10 throughout the day. We'll have a daytime high that tops out about 91 with a 30% chance of showers today. Get rid of the rain chance tomorrow. There might be an isolated shower, but the rain chance will be below 10%, I think. And then as we head into Sunday, moisture slowly returns. We start to work our way back up to that 30 or 40% chance of showers for next work week. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Let's check first alert traffic right now. All right, first off, we've got something to talk to you about on the DeSoto Bridge as you come from Palmetto into downtown Bradenton. Also the Green Bridge showing some congestion there as well. East of the interstate, out there on 64, some problems in the eastbound lanes. We're checking farther south now into the next map. You'll see 301 northbound just cleared up. What do you know? Magic. Let's go to the next map farther south. A couple small delays there on 41 as you travel through Northport around the Warm Mineral Springs area. On to consumer news, some possible good news for airline passengers. The House voted on a bill that you might like. Part of the plan, the FAA would set a minimum size for airline seats. Thank you. They also would not allow passengers to be kicked off overbooked flights. Thank you. But what was not included in the bill, a proposal to crack down on those dreaded airline fees. New study finds student debt could affect young adults' decisions as to when to get married. As more and more young people graduate college and live with a partner before marriage, society has seen a shift in the number of those marrying later. The average age now is 30 for a male and 27 for a female. Many young couples have been living together unmarried as it costs less, putting marriage off until debts are fully paid off. Entertainment news now. A new movie from Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish debuts at the box office this weekend. And the American Music Awards pay tribute to the Queen of Soul. The showbiz wrap now from ABC's Jason Nathanson.
I was a couple credits shy of graduating. I got to get my GED.
A lot of people could be going to night school this weekend. It looks like the Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish PG-13 comedy is heading towards a first-place finish at the box office, somewhere in the $30 million range. But it may have some competition.
And it fell from the sky!
Gary, calm down. You know how you get.
Okay, I'll try, but I'm just so scared.
Animated adventure Smallfoot, featuring the voices of Channing Tatum, Zendaya, and others, is tracking in the $25 million range.
Are you ready?
2 other movies opening wide, the horror flick Hellfest.
You don't know what it's like to have everyone else make fun of your nose.
Well, Little Women.
I want to make friends and go to parties and talk to guys our own age.
A Star is Born continues to take the world by storm at the London premiere Thursday night. Star Lady Gaga was asked about the Oscar buzz the remake is getting.
That would be wonderful, but all we can hope for is that the film touches people's lives. It's a beautiful love story, and it operates on many levels, and I'm excited for people to see it and experience it.
And you'll get to experience it next weekend. Aretha Franklin will get a big send-off at the American Music Awards. The show will honor the legendary singer with a tribute by Gladys Knight and more when the AMAs air on October 9th on ABC. Franklin had a long history with the show, hosting it twice and winning 6 AMAs. Birthday's Friday, Oscar-nominated actress Naomi Watts turns 50, while singer and actress Hilary Duff turns 30. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Murphy Brown brought out a big hitter in the first reboot of her sitcom. Former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton made a surprise appearance on the show last night. Clinton played a woman interviewing for a secretary job at Brown's fictional cable news show. Clinton's character said she had experience with emails, an apparent reference to her email controversy. She also said she had been a secretary at a large organization. Well, she was Secretary of State after all. Murphy Brown was a big hit back in the 1980s. Now it's back again. Tom Hanks wants to be your neighbor. Sony Pictures released this photo showing the actor portraying children's television legend Fred Rogers. It's a new film. Hanks will sport the trademark cardigan and sneakers the host slipped into at the beginning of each episode during 31 seasons of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It debuted in the late 1960s. Fred Rogers passed away in 2003. His legacy sparked renewed interest this year thanks to the critically acclaimed documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor? The still unnamed movie is set for release next October, and I cannot wait for that. That sounds like a great movie about a great man. We'll have the top 7 before 7 up next, but first, here's a peek at the Nathan Benderson Park, where they're hosting the 2018 World Rowing Masters Regatta. Thousands of rowers from around the world are here all through the weekend. You can go check it out. Details on that story in the top 7 next on Good Morning Suncoast.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too. Gettle's got it. Visit Gettle.com.
The Players Center presents the wild Broadway season opener, Annie, Get Your Gun. There's no business like show business. This slice of magical American musical theater will thrill you with the classic tunes of Irving Berlin. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Annie, Get Your Gun, September 18th through October 7th. Let's go on with the show.
Conquer your next adventure. Get a new Jeep at a great price during Jeep Adventure Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee, for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota today.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC 7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC 7, we're here for you.
All right, time for our top 7 before 7. First off, John Scalzi's first alert weather forecast. John?
Ray, thank you very much. Today, it's sunglasses and a water bottle to start the day as we quickly get into the 80s and top it out near 90. 73 degrees our current air temperature, but 100% relative humidity. Sunny and dry start, but watch for those late day storms that move toward the coastline from inland locations. Don't forget, we're always on our First Alert weather app and social media. Ray?
Thank you, John. Number 2, first alert traffic. Nothing major to report right now on Suncoast roads. Just a little bit of buildup so far on the DeSoto Bridge from Palmetto into downtown Bradenton. Number 3, a vote is expected today in the Senate Judiciary Committee on Capitol Hill. The committee spent the day yesterday listening to a woman accusing Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh of sexual misconduct 35 years ago. Meantime, number 4, related news. Time magazine says since yesterday's hearing on Capitol Hill, the National Sexual Assault Hotline spiked with nearly 150% more calls than any other time this year. Number 5, Democrats in District 17 are scrambling to replace April Freeman in the local congressional race. They have until Tuesday. Freeman suddenly passed away earlier this week. Number 6, 2,000 rowers are from around the world are in Sarasota County taking part in a Masters rowing regatta at Nathan Betterson Park. It resumes today. Finals are set for Sunday. And finally, what is trending? Well, a young man will restore your faith in humanity. Jesse Diaz was working at a Goodwill in California where he found $46,000 stashed in a donation. A lot of people might have kept that money. He didn't. He called his manager. They tracked down the owner, a 79-year-old widow. Her husband had just passed away. Her daughter-in-law dropped off the boxes to clear out the clutter, not knowing there was money stashed away in one of those boxes. And that young man, how about that? He went ahead and said, "This is not mine." I know a lot of adults.
Wow.
A lot of adults know about karma and they do the right thing, but for kids to do that, that's a good sign.
It's pretty impressive.
Yes.
I hope he got a little something on
I hope they gave him some money.
I hope so
Right.
too. I hope so too.
Yes.
Not in a shoebox. Not a good place to keep your money.
No. 46,000. Yeah.
We have pretty nice weather for the weekend, though. Less than average rainfall chances, I think, for Saturday anyway. So get out there and enjoy yourself. Maybe a little tennis.
Yeah, I think I will. Thanks for the idea. We'll have more news at 7:25. Good Morning America is next. We'll see you again Monday morning on Good Morning Suncoast. Have a great weekend.